how I slowly fell in love with you. I used to think that love was supposed to arrive loudly, that it would crash into your life, turn everything upside down, and announce itself clearly so you'd never doubt it. That's what movies taught me. Real life taught me something very different. When I met you, nothing exploded. There was no instant certainty, no dramatic realization that this was it. There was just you, real, imperfect human. And something about that felt honest. At first, I noticed the small things, the way you listened more than you spoke, the way you laughed at things that weren't meant to be funny, the way you tried to be strong even when you were tired of being strong. I didn't call it love. I called it curiosity, comfort, interest. I told myself I was being careful. We talked about ordinary things, about life, work, memories, plans that weren't very clear yet. Sometimes the conversations were deep, sometimes awkward, sometimes stupid, and somehow that made them better. Because nothing felt staged, nothing felt forced. I started realizing that I waited for your messages. Not desperately, just naturally. Like you wait for coffee in the morning without thinking about it too much. I noticed that my mood depended a little on how your day was going, and that scared me. I've been scared of love before. Not of the feeling itself, but of what it demands. Love asks you to show parts of yourself you usually hide. It asks you to risk being misunderstood, disappointed, or left. And you didn't make that fear disappear. You made it worth facing. The more time passed, the harder it became to pretend you were just another person in my life. You became someone whose silence I could feel, someone whose disappointment mattered, someone whose happiness felt personal. I saw your flaws clearly, your doubts, your overthinking, the moments when you pushed people away instead of asking for help. And instead of making me step back, they made me stay closer. Because they felt real. Because they matched my own flaws more than perfection ever could. There were days when we misunderstood each other. When words came out wrong. When timing was bad, emotions were messy, and patience was thin. And I remember thinking, this is the part people don't talk about. This is where love stops being an idea and becomes a choice. I chose you. Not blindly, not foolishly, but consciously, knowing that loving you meant effort, knowing it meant listening when it was uncomfortable, apologizing when pride wanted silence, staying when leaving would be easier. I don't love you because you complete me. I hate that phrase. I was whole before you, but loving you made my life wider, deeper, more honest. With you, I learned how to be present, not always fixing things, not always having answers, just being there. Sometimes love isn't about doing more, it's about not walking away. I imagine the future in simple images, ordinary mornings, shared silence, arguments that end in understanding instead of distance, choosing each other even when the world feels heavy. I don't promise perfection, I promise truth. I promise that when things get difficult, I won't disappear. I promise to grow even when it's uncomfortable. And I promise that my love for you won't be loud, but it will be steady. Because real love doesn't shout, it stays. And if one day you ask me when I fell in love with you, I won't be able to give you a single moment. I'll just say I fell in love with you slowly, and then, all at once, I realized I was already there.